All right, y'all. So much of social media was having this debate about this teacher who is facing backlash because he allowed female students to undo his braids in class, right? So many people are approaching this from my standpoint, where I think that this was just not appropriate at all. But other people, I think, are being willfully obtuse. And so I want to get into the conversation, the debate. Let's talk about it.
I'm swinging my hips. I'm a magician. I make it do tricks. Bitch, I'm a server. Come give me the tip. Get off the floor if you ain't gonna be sweet.
Okay, so there's this teacher online, right, who has this whole TikTok account where he talks about his students, films his students in class, all type of stuff. Now, I already think that's weird off the top. Like recording yourselves in class and showing your students' faces and stuff. And I don't know, some of y'all like making habits of dragging your students online too. I just don't like it. I mean, to me, it's in the same vein as some of these like family vloggers who be having these kids online, you know, showing their entire identities online before they can form words and thoughts. You see what I'm saying? I just, you know, to me, it's in the same vein as that. So it's already weird when y'all do that, right? But then he had these female students undoing his braids in class, playing in his head, playing on his scalp, when he need to go to somebody's stylist, right? You need to be in somebody's chair, right? So he was online talking about, he had sent this video of him and his students undoing his hair. He sent that video to his people in a group chat, right? And they were debating over it. So he said he decided to bring the video to TikTok online so that, you know, people online could give their thoughts about it. And I'm just like, at the very least, it's unprofessional. Like, at the very, very least, if we're going to go by those like, just unprofessional. Like, someone who valued their job is, like, I don't know. Like, y'all be posting weird shit and then bringing it to the timeline and being like, oh, what do y'all think? Girl, we think the shit is weird. What do you think we were going to say? Like, what did you think that we were going to say? And so I want to speak directly to or about the people who are excusing it, the people who are saying that, oh, well, if you have an issue with this teacher doing this, then it's your brain that's in the gutter. It's your brain. Students are dying for, you know, role models that they can relate to, that they can connect with. You know, why y'all want to take this teacher away from their kids? And I'm just like, y'all really, are you really acting like obtuse right now? Are y'all really acting obtuse? Because y'all are excusing this, but can you imagine being a parent, sending your kids to school to learn some shit, right? And then you wake up just online. Can you imagine this the first time you seen your kid, because it's viral right now. Can you imagine this the first time you seen your kid playing in their teacher's head? Like, what do you mean, y'all? What do you mean? And to me, it's interesting because y'all drag the hell out of women teachers, right? With curvy bodies who go to work fully clothed. We seen y'all do it over and over and over again online. Y'all drag their ass. And I mean, women period in professional environments, but y'all with curvy bodies and women period, y'all be whipping out the ruler, the rubric when it comes to their dress code. We ain't even talking about no students playing in these women teachers' hair, right? Y'all just mad at what some of them wear, right? Y'all willing to drag them for that. But this guy sitting here with female students playing in his head, y'all don't want to drag him. Y'all don't want to drag that. It's just, it's crazy to me. I see how y'all drag women teachers when they wear jeans and shit. Another thing is that at this age, I mean, y'all should know that at the age of these students that you have around you, girl, they are very impressionable. These girls are very impressionable. They're young. Their brains ain't fully formed yet. We don't know how many of them got crushes on their teachers, got crushes on this teacher. You see what I'm saying? So to me, it's just like, as a teacher, why would you even put yourself in this position where anything can even be questioned about you in the first place? You know? To me, it's just like common sense. And that's why I think strong boundaries are necessary across the board, but especially when working with children, it's like those boundaries need to be ironclad. You see what I'm saying? Because then not only do those boundaries protect the student, right? These students, but it protects your ass to where we're not even having this discussion. If those boundaries were in place, we would not be having this discussion. We would not be having this discussion about, you know, predators and all type of stuff. We would not be having this. So if you establish these quote unquote professional, but also common sense boundaries when you're working with kids, you can keep yourself out of these pitfalls. To me, it don't make no sense. And the reason, and y'all be defending this shit, it doesn't, that doesn't make sense to me either. Because look at this picture. Look at this picture. How do you think people would react if it was a group of all boys playing in this man's head? How do you think? Just take a second to think about how, do you think that these same people defending this man would be doing the same? Do you think that they would be doing it? They would rightfully see it as weird as hell, right? Rightfully. But y'all can't see how it's weird with girls. Like I said, I don't think we would have this many people defending this teacher if it was boys braiding his hair, undoing his braids. I mean, the teacher claimed apparently that it was a bonding thing, of course, you know, with his students. And I'm just like, okay, is it a bonding thing with all your students or just all the girls or just certain, just the girls? If it's weird for the little boys to do it and be playing in your hair and shit like that, then it's also weird for the little girls to do it. And if you think that there is some difference that makes it okay for the girls, then you don't need to be around kids and like at all. Because that's how girls get taken advantage of. Certain things are seen as normalized in certain communities, in our communities, as long as it's the opposite sex, But the shit is not appropriate regardless of sex. It's about the age group, it's about the power dynamic, it's about the boundaries that should be in place. And so if you can see that it'd be weird as hell if a bunch of little boys was playing in this guy's head, and you don't think it's weird to see little girls playing in this guy's head, then you need to ask yourself why that is, and clear that shit up, okay? Because all of it is weird from every direction. Switching gears here, imagine how hard y'all would drag a black woman teacher if they were sitting in the class with female students doing their wigs and hair and braids and shit in class. Imagine how hard the world would drag. You supposed to be teaching. Why you over there doing hair? See this? That's why I think that there are certain boundaries that just automatically, inherently should be maintained. It'd be the most nignoggery of niggas sitting up here acting like if they saw their daughter braiding this teacher's hair online, like wasn't even told about it. Like the first time you seeing it is online, viral when everybody else is talking about it. Like you nignogs defending him are sitting here telling me that if your daughter was in that same predicament that y'all wouldn't be up here raising hell. It's just to be acting willfully ignorant and obtuse about this situation is so corny to me, especially when we know the kinds of grooming and stuff, the kinds of things, the tactics that some of these predators do. I'm not calling this teacher a predator inherently, but what I'm saying is certain actions, certain boundaries could have been put in place, right? For us to not even be approaching this topic in the first place, for us to not even be having this conversation about the possibility of something going on, you know, in the first place. I heard a rumor that apparently the school made the students there write statements, right, about the incident or whatever, and that the guy's job is possibly in jeopardy. And I would not be surprised. Like, can you imagine you're the school, you wake up, right? You're the administrators, and millions of people online are talking about this teacher who got his students' faces in the TikTok and where he works on his shirt. Like, wouldn't even blur out the kids' faces. You see what I'm saying? So I just think that across the board, no matter how you look at it, there are certain boundaries that should not have been crossed. I think that it's inappropriate, and that, you know, if we act willfully obtuse about this, even if this teacher is not no predator or anything like that, you're just making it easier to set up an environment and atmosphere for people who like to be doing all this weird grooming shit to do it, and for y'all to look in their faces and be like, well, they're just establishing bonding. They're just bonding. No, girl, we can bond by playing fucking Uno or some shit, playing tic-tac-toe on the board, bitch. Like, we can bond by watching a fun movie at the end of the year. Girl, other than that, take your ass to the stylist. Take your ass to sit in somebody's chair and let that shit do that shit yourself, bro. I'm also approaching this as somebody who is queer, black and queer, right? It's interesting how, like, so many people across the board blanket all queer people as predators, right? Clutching their pearls when queer people want to just use the bathroom and go on about their business. Clutching their pearls when you have queer people working as teachers and shit. inherently, y'all don't give them no kind of fucking leeway, no kind of benefit of the doubt. But these nignogs, these straight nignogs coming here, having y'all fucking kids touching on his hair and shit like that. Y'all want to come out the woodwork giving this motherfucker the benefit of the doubt and shit. And that's like I said, that is the kind of atmosphere that allows, that permits so many SAs, so many assaults to go under the radar because of attitudes like this. Instead of just saying, okay, boundaries were crossed, we need to not do that shit again, and we need to make sure that nothing is going on here, right? Instead of just saying that, people coming up with all kind of excuses, all kind of, it don't look good. Let me know what y'all think of this though, because the debate is going, honey. Like, the debate is going. Either way, I would not be surprised. If I was a school administrator, I would not be surprised if the next day that after this went viral, that I'm gonna have parents coming into the office ready to fight. Okay? And so that alone tells you everything you need to know. All right, just leave in my comments. Let me know what you think. Thank y'all so much for watching, and make sure that you have a good.
And that's why you can't take me, you hate me. I don't want your nigga, you crazy. That nigga too lazy. I need me a nigga who can tame me. Coming through, we make your nigga switch.